नहीं, लास्ट मोमेंट को फाइट करता है।
So, a warm welcome to all those who have joined this session and who are all going to watch on this session on the YouTube. Hope you are all having a great weekend and let's go. Let's jump into the meet now. So, here you can see the Let's Trade Together YouTube channel. If you like the content and stuff in this channel, you can just hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for notifications for our upcoming videos. Moving forward. So like in this meet, we are going to discuss mostly on like the Friday trades which I made in futures, where I suffered a loss of almost 34,000 and then bounced back to almost 2k profit. I will go. I am just going to show those trades, like what are the trades I did on Friday and what is the reason behind those losses and those recoveries on the same day. It's a purely intraday future trading on Friday, regarding which we will discuss now. So before just going into it, let's just watch a small video clip from our APJ Abdul Kalam.
And how do you handle a failure? It's very important for entrepreneurs. Life is not so simple. We have to handle the failures with stout heart. My chairman, that is the Professor Satish Dhawan, exactly at 6:30, I was very tired of continuously working. He come to my room, you join me for a press conference. On that day, in the morning, there's a press conference. Hundreds of press reporters, media people have assembled. Just Professor Satish Dhawan told me, I am going to handle the press conference. You are going to come with me. He took me there. And there was a press, the national press, international press. They asked a lot of questions. How can you put 20 crores in Bay of Bengal? One guy asked. And like that, so many serious questions. After all, people will ask questions, the people's money. So like that number of questions were there. And Professor Satish Dhawan said, yes, it's a failure. First time we have launched, we have gained a lot of system, and definitely we will succeed. I will give all the support to my technologies. I'll give all the supports to my scientists. We will succeed in a year's time, he said. Friends, did you observe what happened there? I am the mission director. I am the project director. I have failed the missions. With me, 5,000 people have worked. But chairman, Indian Space Research Organization, he took the responsibility of the failure. He completely switched my failure to his failure. This is the leadership quality.
So, sorry, the recording was kept in pause, so I will just repeat. So on Friday, like I had gone through this loss of 34k in futures intraday trading. So I remember those words whenever like something, that kind of situation I was pushed into. So whenever in stock markets you suffer loss or any kind of trade that doesn't work for you, you should do your own analysis and like you have to add certain factors to avoid the mistakes which you have already done, and try to get back into the profit situation, or at least we should recover a part of our losses. So on Friday, like, so it was almost 34,000 720 rupees in the morning session, almost around I can say at like I ended the trades between some 9:30 to 10:30, and by 11:30 like I was into a loss of 34,720 rupees from the two trades. One is Wipro, where stop loss was hit in futures, and the second one was Divi's Lab. Both are sell trades only. what happened in Divi's lab is there was no stop loss hit, but the entry I made was a wrong entry. Like I did entered at low price for sell trade. So here we can see Wipro lot size is 3,200. I did sell it at 314.8, and stop loss was 318.5 that hit, and 3.7 rupees was the loss margin. So almost 11,840 rupees over there. And Divi's lab, where we have a lot size of 400, here I entered at 3,331.8. At this price, the RSI was almost equal to 80.5 something. So I did a mistake. Like even though RSI is at 80, like it's a good indication for sell, but still it was a wrong entry. The reason why I am calling it as a wrong entry is like we will discuss this that in when we go to the chart of the lab. So and then it went to a high of 3,389 rupees, and there we can see like I have entered almost 57 rupees lower than the high. So and that at that time I am carrying a loss of 22,880 rupees in the lab. So the total was almost 34,720. Now I will just show you the trades which I have done on Friday along with these two to recover this loss of 34,720 by the end of the day, say like by 3:10 until 3:10. Like I have done few trades and recovered these losses as well as, and also entered into a small profit zone of 2k. So these are the trades which I took on Friday. One was Cipla in the early morning. This was a profit. Divi's Lab, it was into complete losses from the morning till evening, and like in the, I was still confident that it is going to fall, and it will not be able to hold at the highs on that day. So I did stick on to that and was waiting patiently, and that did happen. And there was a profit of 120 rupees, and Kotak, this was a small minor trade, and this was the major thing. Lupin 1080 CE options, which help to recover my losses. Apart from Cipla, like Lupin also helped, where, and this Lupin trade is not mine, my friend did this. And then Wipro September futures, just now we saw in Excel Wipro made a loss of 11,000 and odd figure. Now I was able to bring that 11,000 odd figure to some 8,000 odd figure, still in loss. But yes, I did when sudden, like after hitting the stop loss, I did some analysis and did jump into Wipro again. At the stop loss, I did sell it, and like I was able to cut some of the losses that were made by Wipro. Okay, so now let's go to the Divi's lab and Wipro trading charts of Friday 15 Fridays on 15 minutes time frame, and analyze like what were the exact mistake, and like what would have been the analysis for cutting those losses on the same day. So I am going to show you underlying charts of the VLab and Wipro. First of all, like Wipro, we will go through the Wipro, and then we will take up the Divis lab. So Wipro was the one which I have been tracking from like almost from Tuesday and Wednesday. I was tracking like it should fall, it should fall, but every day it is failing my prediction. Like if you see, almost like it was completely out of Bollinger Band range. Even RSI at almost 81 from we can see from when, yes, from almost 16th of September. So for the past 3 days, even though RSI has crossed above 80, it didn't fell. But if we see the radar, which I was giving daily, like in on Friday we gave Wipro, on like Thursday we gave Wipro, and also on Wednesday we gave Wipro. If we go to the reviews as well, on Friday Wipro made a loss of minus 3 rupees, and on Wednesday as well it made a loss of 4 rupees. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, even though we are chasing it on radar like for a sell pick, it is disappointing daily from the last past 3 days. Like so. when such thing is happening, like we have to just move away from that share for 1 or 2 days, and we have to come back and see like what was the like, then we will have the past data, then we have to analyze like why it didn't go as per our prediction. But what is the wrong or mistake I did make here is like I have not just took a break from Wipro, but instead of doing that I was still hanging on to Wipro, like it will fall, but it didn't fall. Like we have been seeing like from the past 1 week, from Monday or the past Friday, like techs are rallying like anything. And even after reaching 80, they are not consolidating for a dip. So uh, there are few other stocks like which behaved like Wipro, but there are some other tech stocks which did go for consolidation. For example, if we see Cofros, which is NIIT Tech, which we used to call it as NIIT Tech earlier. Now there has been a change. So I have chased this stock as well from 3 days, and finally on the fourth day the prediction went correct. For the first 2 days, this caused a loss on radar, but on the fourth day we can see that dip correction started happening on Cofrozo. Here also like it was almost at 79 and 80 kind of zones on RSI, and finally it came down. But why that doesn't happen on Wipro? Even after there was a overbought signal indication on RSI. So if we try to analyze that, the first mistake was like we have to take a break when our prediction is continuously going wrong on a particular share. We should not hang on for a long time. We should take a break so that our we will be able to identify the mistake which we have did. But instead of that I stood like hanging with Wipro. So if we see here on the candles that have been formed out of the Bollinger Band, we have a first strong bullish Morbajo kind of thing, then we have a green dozy, and then again we have some kind of spinning top that is also completely bullish. And also then there was a small we can't say it hammer because the upper shadow is short, but still inverted hammer kind of candle we can say, but that also ended in a green. Like we what we have missed is like even though they are out of Bollinger Band, even though the RSI is at 80 or bought, there were no signs of bears indicating that this overbought uh, position will be taken up by them and they will pull the stock price down. Since there was no even single sign, and beyond all that, tech stocks are like almost performing well. Their management reviews had been so well, and like Infosys is doing well, HCL Tech, Tech Mahindra, Cofros, and everything. But when we have just on the Cofros chart, there we can see some kind of bear kind of sign on the Friday, but still we can't see any kind of bear sign here. So now again if I go for Monday and wait for a sell signal on this because of RSI holding above 81, almost 82 we can say, and also the candles touching the red line from the past 4 days, but still we can't go and make a sell trade on Monday because still we don't have any kind of bear sign here. That was one of the mistake. But one more good thing we can observe is like from the today, if you see this inverted hammer kind of pattern, after going highs it started falling. Here also like there was a shooting star sorry, there was a spinning top kind of candle. So after hitting the highs it is coming back somewhat. Like if we see this green candle, it closed almost near to the high range. So it is slowly getting somewhat weakened in the closing sessions we can say. So if we want to take a sell trade on Wipro on Monday, the better thing is like we have to avoid the morning sessions. Like we have to wait for the day high, and then like around say 12 or 1 we can enter. If we enter a sell trade, then we can say that we will be able to make some profit. But surely this will correct in the coming week is my prediction. We will discuss in the coming weekend session if whether this has corrected or not. But before there are signs of bears for correction, what we even though we don't have any signs for bears on this chart as of now, but what we can do still for taking up sell trade is like we have to wait for 12 or 1 o'clock, because we are seeing that in the closing sessions this is moving slightly downward. Now let's jump into the 15-minute chart, and let's see how Friday chart did. So Friday means 19th of September, right? 19th or 18th? Sorry, 18. Okay. Yes. So if we see, like at what price I have entered is 314.8, means almost at 930 kind of range. I did enter over here after seeing this opening candle going out of the Bollinger Band, and then it started slowly coming back down. And this red candle was also fine. I thought that okay, my trade is going to work from here. It will fall towards the yellow line, and if possibly towards the green line. But if we see after this green candle, it started move still again. Bulls took the control and started forming green candles, touching the red lines, and then there was a small minor dip, but still it didn't go down. Then it again almost like appear it is appearing like a breakout there here, and it started moving up, and almost it came to hit the stop loss of 318.5. Here the stop loss was hit, and then I did check this chart, like after hitting the stop loss, why what has went wrong. So here pairs failed, and here at this dip also, you can see a U shape kind of recovery where bulls again took the control from bears and started giving a breakout upside. And then after the breakout where the stop loss was hit at 318.5, then the chart started moving sidewards. Then okay, from after having a breakout, it was slowly trying to consolidate and slowly moving sidewards. So I did enter a sell trade again at my stop near my stop loss, say at around 318.2 or kind of thing. I did enter for a sell trade again, and I waited, and it started slowly moving down, and slowly I was able to recover my losses from 11k odd figure to 8k odd figure. So this is what many will do is, like, after hitting the stop loss, they will leave this stock and will search for another stock, and that loss will be carried forward on that day if we are not able to recover that in some other stock. Like, whenever a stop loss has hit, just go through the chart and I verify why your prediction went wrong, why stop loss was hit, and is there a chance from there to the stock to consolidate back as per your prediction. If there is a chance, definitely jump in and enter at the stop loss level, because when once the stop loss is get hit, we think the share, like, we should leave that share and move on to some other share. But we can just go and check, is there any chance of from stop loss still our prediction going to be correct or not. So one thing that will help in the recovering the losses, especially when stop losses are hit. So this was the story of Wipro. We will now move on to Divi's Lab. So on a big pharma day, everyone will be buying, but why I chose to sell is like Divi's Lab and Dr. Reddy's are we can say as a good competitors. They always try to increase their market share over one another. So there is a tough kind of situation that's between Divi Labs and Dr. Reddy's in case of few pharmaceutical products. So whenever there was a huge rally on Dr. Reddy's, Divi's Lab too will rally, because all the pharma stocks and pharma index is rallying on that day. But at certain point of time, Divi's Lab will not be able to hold that high pressure, high rally, and it will start falling. So that is what my guess beyond the scenes for taking a sell trade on Divi's Lab. So, like, say at 10:30, after seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 big green candles out, where three are out of the Bollinger Band range. At this green candle, I was like, now it has piled up a huge pressure, and I think from here it will not be able to hold it, and it will start falling, was my prediction. So I took sell around at 10:30 kind of thing, where RSI was almost, you can see it's almost 80, 81, right? 81, and then it went to 85, and then it started 70 falling, 73, 74, 77 and all. So I did enter at this green, you can see this big green candle over here, no, there I thought that it will fall, and I did enter a sell trade. Like I have a double confirmation. Like here we can see it is out of Bollinger Band. RSI is almost above 80, but still that being a pharma day from there where 300 3331 it started moving up till we can say 3389, like I have showed you in the Excel how much loss is. Like if you see this 400 lot Divi's lab, I entered at 3331 first sell price, and then it went up to 3389, 57 rupees high it went after I entered at 3331 Jones. And this, and then it was having a loss of 22,800. So when we get back to this chart, so then after seeing, okay, my trade has failed, my prediction has gone wrong, so now what should I do? Should I cut the losses at 22 and exit from the position, or should I do something else to recover this loss? Then I again recollected my scenario of why I did enter Divi's lab into a sell trade on a pharma day where there was big rally on pharma stocks. Then again I revised my what we say, this all analysis what I have done to enter this sell trade. Then I was still having a prediction that after seeing this red bar, okay, there are still chances of bears trying to control the bulls on the lab. But after this red bar also again there are three candles. I thought like, okay, there is something is going wrong, might be I may end up in huge losses, these losses may not be recovered. Then after, okay, but this is yeah, from after this big green candle it started slowly moving up, but in a sideways manner it started slowly moving up. So the speed has decreased in the direction of going upside. If we see here, the high is 3377. After 1 hour also the high is 3387, just 10 rupees difference. The speed has decreased in the upward direction. So I thought like there are still a chance for bears to push this down. And even also RSI is almost above 85 on a 15-minute chart. So why not, let's wait. Even if it goes up from here, it may go only to some 15 rupees or 18 rupees kind of thing. So let's wait. I was waiting, but luckily like after they here it started slowly moving sideways. And like you, if we see an inverted U shape, you can see where it is indicating that bears have taken control from the bulls. So after seeing this until 12 o'clock, I was like, from 12 o'clock there will be a steep fall that I was expecting, so that I will exit from I will exit at cost, or say like I will exit at 6k or 4k loss instead of 22k loss. So I was waiting, and from 12 also, like instead of having a steep wall, it started again moving sideways. Then again a doubt started in me whether again bulls are trying to take control from bears or what. But if we see in the sideward recovery, there was no signs of bulls trying to take this much more higher to the day's high. Like if we see, we are not finding any U-shaped recovery towards upside. It was completely sidewards in a straight line kind of thing. So that made me uh, wait patiently instead of exiting at these levels. So I did wait. I was really I was also tensed whether there will be any U-shape recovery, so that bulls will be taking up the control and taking this much more higher. But I have like patiently waited, and since there was no U-shaped recovery, I still strongly believed that bears are in control. And I have waited, and almost at say like 2 o'clock, there was almost a sudden big fall, and it went out even almost outside the Bollinger Band range. This is where I have did an exit. And I again immediately I was like I entered into a buy position at these low levels. And I like uh, like almost I have exited this at a loss of 2k. I came out of there was still 2k loss pending on Divi's lab. But if you see my overall trades, there was a profit of 120. And again after going lows, I did immediately a buy trade, and recovered that 2k loss as well, and just closed it in 124 rupees profit. If I am able, I will try to show that by trade as well. So these are the trade. So here Divi's lab. This is the trade which I entered at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is a wrong entry level. Like by seeing RSI and Bollinger, we can say that this is a right entry, but still, like on a pharma day, we should be much more cautious. Like we should not exactly enter at RSI when there when RSI is at 80. We should not exactly enter when there is a huge rally in that sector. We have to wait a little more. Is the lesson what I have learned, even though there is a overbought sign. So this was the mistake, and this Wipro is the trade where a stop loss was hit 318.5, which we have already discussed. And then if you see, I did exit at 3,339. So my cost was 3,331. So at a small gap of 8 rupees, means 1,200 loss, I did exit. So where I did at almost 1422, means at 230, I did a exit. I patiently waited and have recovered from almost 3,389 to 3,339. It has fell. So I did exited there by waiting patiently. I also shared you the reasons behind me waiting patiently, like what reason supported me to wait patiently even after seeing such a huge loss. So one more trade will be there. Might also, yeah, here. If you see the last one, I bought Divi's lab exactly within 3 minutes, where I sold my first trade on Divi's lab. Here I took a buy trade. Then since it has gone out of the Bollinger Band range, I took a buy trade at 3325, and I again sold it at 3,333 at a gap of, say, we can say some 5 here and 3, almost 8 to 9 rupees. At a gap of 8 to 9 rupees, I just exit the buy position, and I was able to recover my entire loss of 22k, and I was into a profit of 240, sorry, 120 rupees on Divi's lab. So whenever your trade has gone in a opposite direction to your prediction, just go to the chart, analyze why that mistake had happened, and also analyze whether there are chances for your prediction coming true after a certain kind of time. Like if you see here, first there was a reverse U-shaped. I thought like even after going high again, my prediction started working out, and it came down, but it didn't go too much down, but started traveling sidewards. But why I still patiently waited is like here there was no U-shaped recovery for upward move. So since there was no complete bull control, only there was complete straight line kind of sidewards movement, I did waited patiently. So this was one of the reason behind that. So um, so the entire if we take the entire story of like on Friday having this 34,720 loss, and then like ending up in some 2k kind of profit. Like one thing that went well is like the V's lab prediction went well. Like mainly the main reason behind that going like recovering those losses is not any kind of luck or anything. Waiting patiently by seeing the chart and analyzing it. And Cipla helped, I took a buy trade on Cipla early in the morning, that helped some to set off some losses. And in the end, Lupin, when there was a kind of indication that Lupin is going to hit the upper circuit, I did go and took a buy position. I did took two lots, almost 1,700 size when two lots are combined. So there is a risk. If it fails again, it instead of reducing losses, it will increase losses to some, say, 50k or 44k on the same day. But I was completely sure that whether or not upper circuit is going to be hit, but this will help in, like, since it is trying to give a breakout. So this meeting is going to end in 1.5 minute. So now I will just quickly show like how I did identify the breakout on Lupin, and in the next meet, which we will restart with the same link in a minute or more when this meeting ends. In that, we will discuss the remaining things left in this meet. So let's go back to Lupin chart on the same day. So we are on a 15-minute chart on Lupin. There was a big gap up. and then it started moving sideways slowly, making new highs on that day. And almost where I took the trade is like at this before this big red candle, there are, we can see three candles, one green, one red doji, and one green. So like at this green candle, I was watching like whether lupin will help to cut my losses or not. Then after seeing doji, I thought like it will fell from here, it won't help me to recover my losses. But after this red doji at the top, there was a again sudden green candle which tried to pierce out of the bollinger band range and started moving upside. Then I was like, okay, there here it may try to hit upper circuit. I am not sure that it will hit, but I thought like this is going to be a breakout candle. So did a quick trade on this, where I was able to earn like a 4k odd profit to recover my losses. So I did quickly exited, and after that it fell, like it failed to hit the upper circuit. So and the breakout was a failure.